Everybody, Jeremy from Daily Marketing here. Going to run through kind of a more advanced feature for Facebook ads, and really, if you're a larger brand or things like that, and brand safety is maybe very important to your brand, and you've got you're going for like kid friendly, or for whatever reason you're a religious advertiser or something like that, right? This could be a really, really important video for you. So kind of a newer feature, but I want to show you. So if you go into Business Manager and then you go over to All Tools and you go to Block List, right? We've touched on the block list before, right? Um, we've touched on this block list before, but what we can actually do is you could download an entire list of every single publisher in the Audience Network app's website and Facebook pages for instant and in-stream videos, right? So that's huge. So you can actually go through and look and say, okay, this is the Audience Network, right? Like this is the whole Audience Network. And so, you've got Cheeseburger, you've got um, Channel Lane, Wilkie, Fox Business, etc., Oprah. Most of these are pretty like benign, right? But it just depends on, kind of what your brand is, right? And so, Yahoo, all of this is like pretty, like I said, pretty benign, right? But this could be a big deal. And so, I want to just call out like Salon is a pretty political outlet, right? They have Daily Callers on here, which is kind of also a political outlet. You've got Warhammer 40K Wikia, right? Like that could be a potential issue. So there's Daily Caller, like I talked about, mail.ru, depending on your country targeting, some of these may or may not um, be be relevant. But basically, I think that it's incredibly important for you to kind of check these out. Make sure, like I said, if you're, this list goes, you know, 50,000, or I'm sorry, almost 50,000 deep. And then a lot of these are like apps and things like that, right? And so, like I said, if you're really concerned about brand safety, I mean, I would be taking a look at this list, right? And just making sure that, um, none of this like would potentially hurt your brand, because as kind of as we've kind of seen from a lot of, especially around political stuff, um, you end up having a lot of problems where, like, people will get upset if you're kind of a brand that aligns strongly with, like, progressive politics, right? And you end up advertising on conservative website and giving them a portion of revenue and things like that. And so, I've seen and actually worked with people that have gotten issues because of this, where kind of their ads showed up on an alt-right website, right? And I do the air quotes because I didn't really investigate the website enough, and I don't really know, but I know that it was a huge headache for my client. And I'm not really commenting on the meta political sort of implications here. I'm just more talking about from a brand safety standpoint. It's important to do this, and so this matters a lot more for you larger Facebook advertisers. For smaller people, maybe it matters. Like I said, if you kind of have a really strong mission and things like that with your ads and such, you can do that. Check that out and avoid that. Add those sites to your block list. And then the other thing that you can do is you can actually do a report of all of the sites that you've already advertised on, right? So really interesting stuff, and I think that there's some actual insights there as well too. So download the report, see where your ads have shown up, and see, okay, maybe actually my viewers really enjoy, like um, news websites or sports websites or whatever, and that could give you some additional insights into into the way that you end up targeting your ads, right? You could add additional interest in and things like that to kind of broaden the categories a little bit from your detailed targeting standpoint. So something to keep in mind, there's, like I said, there's some additional data. Not only can you maybe avoid a potential issue, but you could actually gain more knowledge about your audience and what sort of content they're browsing, what sort of things they like, and kind of move towards catering to them a little bit better. So thank you all for watching, and happy marketing, everyone.